and it goes like stink. Jeez. Hi guys, Alex Peak Performance Reviews. Welcome to another vlog and welcome to another car review and another hot hatch car review as well. I finally managed to get my hands on the new Mini Cooper Works GP, latest edition, as you can see. Beautiful, stunning car. Something I've wanted to get my hands on for a long time. 305 horsepower, 450 newton meters of torque. Fun, mad little hot hatch, you know, stripped out as well. It looks as though it has everything that gives you the recipe for that a hot hatch should. Mechanical differential, Torsen bias, active differential. Everything that kind of I normally love. I hear it's going to be a little bit leery. Again, something that people that will follow the channel for quite a while will know that I like. But how does it fare on the road? That's probably the real question. Is it just a bit of a track warrior, or can it be a good daily? Is it decent on the lumpy bumpy B roads? I'm going to find that out for you. And if you've got any specific questions you want answered, be sure to hit us up in the comment section. We'll answer them for you as well. But yeah, enjoy the drive, and hopefully I will as well. So yeah, let's talk tech specs. So it's got a huge top speed on this. I'll give you all the links in the bio to everything, including tech spec, etc., where you can go to buy one of these as well. But yeah, 0 to 60 is 5.2 seconds. First things first then, let's see how this drives and how this is dynamically. Like I say, I've heard mixed things about it. Some nice little twisties here. It's definitely got some go. Brakes are superb as well. And the engine's very responsive as well, which is awesome. So yeah, first things first, let's talk about steering weight and feedback. It definitely feels like it's got a good little bit of weight, still probably lighter than I'd like. Definitely does have a really nice idle sound. You're just sitting there at traffic lights just now, it really does kind of barble and kind of just have a nice bassy note, which is really nice. Does sound good. Like I say, the interior in general is really good. I didn't speak about the seats. The seats are really nice at holding you in. I think maybe if you're a bit wider than me, it might be a little bit narrow, but for me, and probably someone a good bit bigger than me, it would be decent. And they are really figure hugging, and a nice set of bucket seats in here. Very nice design, very aesthetically nice. The exterior of this car is absolutely stunning. I think it's really nice, just like what a hot hatch should be. It should be a little bit leery, it should be a little bit in your face, should have these kind of outlandish little bits of, you know, arch coming out and sticking out, and big spoilers. I don't know how much active aero or aero is developed in a wind tunnel, or how much is actually doing stuff, but visually it looks great, and it does look the part, I have to say. I do love the way it looks in the rear. Obviously that bar behind is actually nothing more than aesthetic. It doesn't provide any torsional rigidity, so it's not like a strut brace. It does look like a strut brace, but it is not a strut brace. There is obviously, you'll see that it's kind of stripped out on the rear, so this is a very light car, sitting at somewhere close to around 1190 kg, around 1200 kilogram mark. So it's a very light car. Obviously it is a small car, but unlike a lot of the other minis in the range, it's shedded weight in a lot of areas, yet retained enough to still look like it could be decently dailyable. I think if you're a single man or woman, I'd say, or a couple with no dog, no kids, obviously it'd be okay. If not, obviously it's relatively impractical. You can't get anyone else in the back. You can probably put a lot of storage in there. You'd want a net, which you can get from Mini, to fasten things down to make sure they don't go flying and hitting you in the back of the head. But other than that, it's a really nice place to be. It's easy livable, I'd say, in general, if you can take its rawness and you don't mind that. That being said, at the best of times, it actually doesn't feel crazy raw. Obviously, just when you floor it and kind of just drop it down a little bit, it will scramble a little bit, but soon enough, when it kind of snatches for third gear, it then gets traction. But in general, it scrambles, but the diff, you know, keeps it relatively straight, depending on how the road is, if there's a few crests and cambers and kind of lorry lines or tram lines, it will follow those, just being an active torque biased in differential. But in general, it does do a really, really good job of keeping you on the straight and narrow. The tyres are giving good grip and feedback, and it's in general a really, really nice place to be. One of the things I'm a little bit I don't like so much is actually the turn lock to lock. It needs quite a bit of steering movement before you get feedback and movement, I guess. It's basically got a long lock to lock ratio by my standards and from what I feel. What that means is actually a turning circle typically can be a lot of rotations to make it move from 360 degree position from, say, north to south back to north. But it does kind of mean that you kind of lack a little bit of steering response, I suppose. The chassis definitely feels quite tight. There isn't lots of body roll, but that lack of movement in the steering does make it feel a little bit disconnected from the front end, and it's a shame it hasn't got a little bit more of a fast reacting heavier steering, I have to say. But the brakes are absolutely phenomenal. I say low down, it definitely does scramble, of course it does. It's got a lot of power, 305 horsepower, 450 newton meters of torque. It is going to scramble the front wheels in low down gears like first and second, but in general it does a good job as soon as you snatch for about third. It is a kind of a mild kind of 15 degree kind of day out there today, so it's not perfect. It's a little bit dewy around these roads where there's obviously overhanging trees. But it does go really, really well. The moment you get to the top of second gear and you snatch third and fourth, you are covering ground really, really quick, and this car absolutely motors. Low down, like say 0 to 60, as you would expect from a front wheel drive car, 5.2 0 to 60, decent, but not out of this world. It's always going to struggle a little bit low down, so it probably has some torque limiting things going on in the map, because first and second gear feel potent, but then the third and the gears onwards feel really, really potent, so it feels a lot more powerful as soon as you ring it a little bit and you're going into the top higher top gears, so third, fourth and fifth. But yeah, it's a really good car, and I do like it. It's an enjoyable car to drive fast, I have to say that, and I'm going to push it a little bit more. Like I say, the brakes are phenomenal. They are really, really good. So like I say, once this gets into the high gears and you're really hauling arse, it's quick. So you want a good set of brakes, and I'm just going to do a 50 mile an hour, which is where this is. Jeez, it does. It's got such, and what I do like is it's got a nice high biting point, very good feel, brake pedal feel as well, so pad compound feel, which means you've got a really nice modulation under your toes. It almost feels like you can control it with your toes, which on track is lovely to have that kind of control through the braking, through brake modulation and feel. So it's really, really good. Like I say, steering could be better. It could feel a little bit more connected to the road. It's a little bit leery, but I quite like that. Put it into like a manual mode. I'm going to bang it around these roads. Like I say, a little bit of theatre of kind of getting it straight. But it does a good job, and it's a fun feeling of kind of getting from point A to point B. It's a bit of a drama in the way it does it. Like I say, it is a flawed car in not many respects, but a few in a few respects, a few kind of key areas that mean that it isn't quite as good as the top hot hatches out there. But would you still, I mean, if you went and got one of these, would you still have loads and loads of fun in it? Hell yes, you would. Would you want to sell it or not like it. Not at all. I think you'd really enjoy it. So I think if you're in the market for something like this and you like the look of it, go drive one. I think you'll like it. And in general, it's a lovely looking car. It still ticks plenty of boxes as a hot hatch should. And it goes like stink. Jeez. And the dampeners do a good job over crests, as I just found out there. But no, it's still great fun. It's still a proper hot hatch. Like I say, yes, it's got a few flaws, but I don't know, I don't mind. I think it's a really, really good car, and it's good fun. It's a little bit leery, and I like that. Yeah, I like it. And I did say about it earlier on, I'm just going to show you as I go round and round a car, round a corner up the top here. As I round this corner here, I'm going to show you what I mean. So if you want to really get around this corner and you're hacking around it fast, it's so much movement to get that kind of rotation, which I don't like as much. And like I say, steering response time is a little bit numb. It's a little bit disconnected there. Everything else is fine, to be honest with you. There's not much else wrong with it, but that's one of my things that I'm not, liking about it. But in general, good hot hatch, good fun, leery. Yeah, you got to work it, and you got to fight it a little bit, and I like that. So that is the end of our review with the Mini Cooper Works GP. And yeah, what else can I say that I haven't already said on the VT there? Yeah, I guess in summarisation, yes, it is. I still like it. A lot of people have said certain things about it. They've not liked it on the road. Strangely, I kind of do. It's not perfect. It has its imperfections. It does follow the road a little bit. It does wander a little bit. It does have this kind of strange torque steer. I suppose with an active torque biased in differential, they do that. I think it definitely would be one of those cars that I can feel would definitely excel, I think, more on track than being a B-road basher. However, I still quite like it. It's a little bit leery. It's a little bit scary. It feels like it kind of almost wants to kill you at times. But I kind of quite like that. And for that reason, I wouldn't mind owning one, to be honest with you. I think it's an absolutely epic little car. Really, really fun, raucous, mad little car. Kind of what a hot hatch should do, in my opinion. Like I say, it is flawed. It's not perfect, but I do really, really like it. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.